and wellness session soon.
Just before we came on here.
That's how jokes are. You don't know when they're going to arrive. Don't be alarmed. It's not a distress call. It's the first day of May.
It's a very special month. It's Child Month.
Imagine?
And when you speak about children, that's Tami. Trust me.
When you think about grandparents. That's not I
That's not me.
No.
I have no grandchildren.
We are both children.
Oh, God,
still.
don't rush me.
No, but here's why we were laughing. No, I have to tell them this. It's May!
It's May! The 5th month of the year already. So all of you who are, well, at the beginning of the year when you said, all right, let me make some New Year's resolutions. Where are you now with those resolutions?
You never have to drape you up, so my God.
Sir, where am I?
Yes.
With my New Year's resolutions.
No, but you remember in January when everybody was like, oh, it's the longest January.
Yes.
And now here we are in May. And, you know, anytime I say April roll around, you know, I just say Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yes,
because,
yes.
you know, say, that is it. We are at, and let me tell you something, from Missy May,
yeah.
call it,
that's it.
Christmas.
First in May, just get ready. Listen, this is May 1, so it's 31 days in May, 14 days into June, we're going to be celebrating.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you about it later on.
Yeah, you better believe it. I wanted 14 days in June. But you'll know why.
You'll know why in a short while. But listen, it's a fantastic day because we're alive, we're well. And I'm trying to read without my glasses this morning.
Yeah, we have glasses there. We had try proof, I think.
It's Mayday.
No, sir. That is a Mayday if you can't see.
You see, I'm trying to read without my glasses because I remember reading, and you see all these books are here this morning.
Yes.
One is missing though, Tami, and you would not know this book because it's the original children's book. I am a boy.
Okay.
My name is Roy.
Right.
You know that book there?
No.
Yeah.
That's before my time.
Tami,
yeah.
You're so young, you have never been into it. You know what's a library? A library? Do you know what is a library? Let me educate her. She's in the internet age. She reads online and she listens to audiobooks, so she knows nothing what a library is. I can educate you.
Read and maketh the good man, so read and read all you can.
That's TK, 20K.
When headlines go.
We don't want bad news. Only good news.
Please, just good news, please.
Oh, guys, I don't know about that this morning, you know, but good morning.
Morning, TK. Good to see you.
Orange, red.
It's
plum.
It's not orange, it's red.
I feel like it's orange though.
Behind you is orange.
Let me look at this. It's totally red. Anyway, let's focus on the important things. I thought it was orange. Anyway, focus. Let's talk headlines this morning. We're gonna start off with some not so great news. Okay, so ready for it. Portland misfortune, Buff Bay landslide. So again in Portland, another family comprising a father, son, and grandson has been left devastated following a week of relentless rainfall in the parish.
Wow, that is so tough.
You know what I find so interesting is that, you know, Portland doesn't feel that far away, and I don't feel like Kingston has been getting any of
the rain.
Of that rain.
Yeah, never.
And the truth is that we've been, and there have been reports of drought, and we need the water. And here it is, that there's a parish in the country that has been getting the rainfall that we so need in the dam.
Rainfall to the point of
mud, yeah, and landslide. That
breaking away land.
There's one thing for your home to flood. It's another thing for it to have like mud, and all that. Like that's another level of just. And me know how I'm never afraid, because can you imagine actually being there while that's happening? Like that's so frightening.
Yeah,
that's so frightening, and I really hope that they get all the help they need to restore. Because it's hard to come back from that. It is. Any damage like that, you know, this is your life. It's everything that you have, like, right in a place, and it's a lot.
Very disrupting and distressing.
It's so hard when we pray for rain, and then we're like, well, can we just pray for it to a point where it is this, and can we just be
Father
safe?
God, we
and
need rain in the dam.
Directly over the dam. In all the catchments, just there.
Thank you for having us, and just so that you know that you can wear anything you want, Tami.
I'm glad. Thank you. We don't have to wear the frilly socks.
Absolutely not. I think we're in a time period now where we come as we are, and God wants to see our hearts more than He wants to see what we're wearing.
Amen.
Yeah.
And Tamika, you know, this is a very. Don't say anything, Tami.
Okay.
This is so special for me because I'm at children's church. You understand? I feel
them
like a
don't
child.
let him in there. They say too old. I don't know.
Well, maybe he could volunteer.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So there's room for everyone.
My mother sent me to church when I was very, very young. And how important it is for children's church to be active.
I believe in quoting scripture, and the word of God says, train up a child in the way that they should go, and as they grow older, they won't depart from it. And I believe when the word is embedded in our hearts, regardless of what trials and tribulations may take part in our lives or what we go through, if it is buried inside of us, it's going to come out at some point. You know what I mean? I don't think you can lose God.
And I'm so excited to hear what you have to share this morning, particularly because it's targeting children. Because at church, I see children on their tablets the entire time and see Annabelle smiling.
But also children learn so differently to adults. So it would only make sense that, you know, sometimes we have to put it a little differently for our children. So I'm curious to know about, like, you know, your take on that and how you do that.
Well, so we have a very short segment this morning, so obviously we can't go into everything. But one of the things that we try or strive to do is touching on the point that you made that there are different learning styles. So we try to do a rotation or something that where if you're an auditory learner, if you're a tactile learner, if you're a visual learner, that you have a little bit of each thing surrounding the same theme of a lesson, so that regardless of where you are, you're going to take home something.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love if you could show us.
Okay.
If we can be a part of children. Join the library or buy a book and give it more than just a passing look. By bread alone, man shall not live, but by the word of God.
Let's go! Bag it and pin it, every rubbish in a pan. No dirty up the place, this a we island. So keep Jamaica, keep Jamaica. Say make we do it, keep Jamaica clean. Beg you listen to me please. No plastic bag, no fear blowing at the breeze. No proper garbage, disposal, recycle plastic, now make it full up in the streets. Bag it and pin it, every rubbish in a pan. No dirty up the place, this a we island. So keep Jamaica, keep Jamaica. Say make we do it. A message from the National Solid Waste Management Authority.
Hi, I'm Wayne.
And I'm Tami.
And we are the Mitchells. You can watch Meet the Mitchells right here on CVMTV every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Yes, you guys don't want to miss it. We will be having new episodes every week, so definitely follow along with our family.
Meet the Mitchell family.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
You're the sugar to my tea. Meet the Mitchell family.
With a chance. Jamaica! Jamaicans draw first blood. Damari Gray scores! Mikel Antonio, and it's a goal!
And the Reggae Boys take the lead.
And Jamaica puts this one on ice.
Well, our name, Eagles Wings Mentorship Foundation, as you have stated, we were officially launched in July 2022, founded by Miss Jackie Lawrence. She's our president currently. So what we do, we provide mentorship for persons ages 12 to 20. And of course, we do have some persons who are outside of this age group. And we have mentors who are assigned to them. We have mentors comprised from different careers. So we have medical officers, we have justice of the peace, we have business professionals, we have counselors, we have psychiatrists. So these kind of persons are who form our mentors. And then our mentees are paired to these persons based on their career aspirations. And so we provide mentorship guidance to them. So that's what we do.
So what led to this initiative? Why was this important to begin in the first place? And that's such a large community, Portmore is no small place.
All right, one of the things that pushed our president to start this is the crime rate. The crime rate in Jamaica at large. You know, we are struggling with young men, young females getting into the wrong crowd. You know, so we thought that a mentorship program in a positive light can change that narrative. And that's why we came up with the idea and we said we are going forward and we're full speed ahead because at this time, this is what Jamaica needs, Portmore needs, and Jamaica at large.
I love that you focused it as well in an area. Like you've said, you know what, this is where we're starting. This is what we're doing. This is what we're focused on. And I think that kind of just brings the efforts together in a very valuable way. I'm curious to know about your mentoring day. What does that look like? What happens on mentoring day?
You know that when it comes to highlighting things, when you highlight positive things that you're doing, it makes a difference. And we want people right across the world to understand that mentoring someone in a positive way can have an impact for life change.
Yes.
You know, so Mentorship Day, we want like in the organizations, the schools, the workplace, to just highlight, even for 20 to 30 minutes, highlight different mentors. You know, because sometimes the push, when you're recognized, when I was growing up, my mother always said, encouragement sweeten labor. You know, so the push, when you're encouraged to do something like that, you tend to want to do it more.
So our overarching importance is that we transform life and empower communities through access to free information or free access to information. So you can come into the library, join the library. You, even if you're not a member of the library, you're able to come in, access information, and even leisure reading. You can come and have leisure reading and so forth.
Admission is free.
Admission is free.
I love that. You know, we have our littles here today. It is Child Month. What are you doing to encourage, you know, more reading in the youth? Like, how do we make that happen?
Okay, so as an agency of the Ministry of Education and Youth, May being Child Month, on May 7th, Tuesday, next week Tuesday, the Jamaica Library Service, in partnership with other stakeholders, will be taking part in what we call Read Across Jamaica Day. So on next week Tuesdays, members from or representatives from the Jamaica Library Service will be going into schools across Jamaica, engaging in reading activities with children of all ages.
I love that. That's so wonderful.
I'm trying to find a book. I Am a Boy.
My name is Roy.
We could find it. We could find it. I remember that book too, IT. I remember I Am Palm. I Am Big. See my bag here.
I love it. So, Geneva, I have to ask you, how do we just sign up? Like, you know, a lot of people might just be thinking, okay, library still I keep great, but what's the process? What do we do? Can we go through that?
Okay, all right. So, in order to become a member of the library, you must be able to write your name. That's the first thing. So, once you're under 18, you must be able to write your name. When you come in, we no longer need to go manually with signing up papers. We go to our online platform, which is known as the COA. So it's an integrated library system. That is where we add our patrons. So all you need is approval from your parent or guardian.
It's important because as we recognize in our country, lots of things are happening to our children. Child Month came from the concept that we need to highlight what's going on with our children. And so annually, this committee, we get together, highlight a theme that is reflecting the plight of the Jamaicans' children.
Yeah, let's talk about
And so
that
this is why
Yes.
We exist. We also exist to ensure that the month of May is recognized by everyone as Child Month, and to remind adults that the month doesn't belong to the child, but the month is about the child. It's about our children. So we focus a little bit more, although we do it all year through, but we focus a little bit more on our children. What's happening to them? What can we do as adults? How can we help them? How can we move them from where they are and get them to the place where they ought to be?
So the Speak Up, Speak Out campaign, can we talk a little bit more about that theme?
Okay, so the theme is stand up, speak out, protect the rights of the child. So we wanted to focus on, we notice now in the public that there's an increase in abuse against the children. We've seen the records from the Children's Registry with the increased numbers. We've seen the report, survey, and coming from UNICEF, the cluster survey, indicating that there's also an increase. So what we're begging the community to do is to stand up, talk about, raise awareness about what is happening in your community, empower your children to understand their rights, collaborate on any initiatives that you might have at the national or even the community level to talk about what we can do to alleviate the problems, educate persons within the community about what, because when you talk about the rights of the child, most people is like, what, rights? When since people get rights? So we have to understand that there are participation rights, there are provision rights, and there are protection rights.
Hello Jamaica, my name is Daniel Hewitt. The last time you saw me, I was graduating Distinction College. I now reside in the city of Brooklyn, New York, where I work at a prominent nursing home. I've always wanted to become a nurse, but being a single mother and living on my own made my dream of becoming a nurse seem far-fetched. Checking out different schools and different programs, I chose Distinction College because of their affordable tuition, flexible schedule, and their hassle-free registration process. Distinction College offers different programs in nursing, such as pediatric nursing, geriatric nursing, practical nursing, and even phlebotomy. Because of the training I got at Distinction College and the international certification, I am now licensed by the New York State Department of Health to work as a CNA in the state of New York. And it all started at Distinction College. I took that step. You can do it too. Choose Distinction College.
Our days get a little complex sometimes. Often so many things make sense, yet so many do not. We are being intentional about giving prominence to the big stories in order to clarify and enlighten. Lead Story explains who, what, when, where, why, and how. Lead Story with George Davis, weekdays at 6:30 p.m. on CVMTV.
Well, currently, it's ideally just ensuring that he gets his medication. He's on anti-seizure medication right now. He's also on hypertension medication. It's pretty much controlled, so hopefully he'll soon be weaned off that. Outside that, it's just normal baby things in terms of feeding him, ensuring he's clean and so on. But in terms of interacting with him, as you'd have said earlier, the motor skills and so on is a bit... So he still does move and fight, and he'll scream if he wants something to eat and so on, but it's just not as animated as an 8-month-old. You'd expect an 8-month-old to be currently.
I know you have 2 other children. He has 2 older siblings, is that correct?
Right.
And so I know that that's a lot
houseful.
to... Yeah, houseful indeed. I'm sure it's a very different experience for you now. You know, and this is a thing of motherhood, you know, like the experiences are vastly different.
But you know, I want to highlight, because I mean, of course, you're not seeing baby Jax right now because he is with daddy.
Yes.
And it's so important, especially when there's a challenge like this, to have the support, to have both parents present. Talk to us about that experience.
So daddy ideally takes care of the older siblings now. That was kind of the consensus when he was born. And I'm just all Jax. I mean, of course, this is going to come to mommy. But for the most part, daddy deals with them. They're in school, so it's just me and Jax at home. Yeah, and as I said, daddy would just ideally take over. Yeah. Anything to do with Jax, medical, waking up in the mornings, all that stuff, that's all me.
Got it. So you're seeking specialized medical treatment abroad, correct?
Right.
Well, what inspired that and what's the reason for that?
Okay, so when he was in hospital, intubated, ideally the doctors would have said, hey, there's nothing more we can do for him. Right. And even, because he had an extensive team. He had the pediatric team, he had the anesthesiologist team, and then he had the neurological team at Bustamante, but they weren't in situ, per se.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry for all of the drama and this introduction, but there's a lot going on right here. That is very important, and I get it. Yes. But what is this power table? Yes.
Well, this is a lizard, right?
Awesome, man.
So I know a lot of Jamaicans, they always say, they hear gallywasp and they think it's a wasp, they think it's a giant bee, they think it can sting them, but it's a lizard. And it's special because we have most of the gallywasps in this group called Celestus. So this is a group of them, they're named Celestus, and we have 10 out of the 11. And they're only in the Caribbean, and the 10 are endemic to Jamaica.
Wow. Talk to us about repatriation. Why was it important to go and bring back Gallywasp Jamaica? Talk to, educate me.
Right. Okay. So the first is that, generally speaking, repatriation is very difficult. Yes. It usually is based on international law, UNESCO conventions, the museum or institution policies about deaccessioning or taking it out of their collection and giving it back. And usually it happens under diplomatic channels. In this case, it's a private-to-private arrangement. So it's under the University of the West Indies, University of Glasgow MOU. And so it's deaccessioned from the University of Glasgow's collection. The ownership is transferred to the University of the West Indies. And rather than the University of the West Indies keeping it, it's transferred on permanent loan to the National Flora and Fauna Collection, which is housed by the Natural History Museum of Jamaica. And by doing that arrangement, it's no longer about political expediency. It's literally about transparency, knowledge production, and engaging the Jamaican public by giving them access. So the universities are research institutions. They do research and teaching, but a museum is a public education space. So by moving it into the National Museum space, then you open up the stakeholder base for who can actually access it. And it allows us to do better public education programming than what would have happened in a university context.
Well, if you're just joining, you're not really late.
You're just not on time.
Because we are still here, all right? Who are we? Yes, my name is Aiti, and of course, her name is Tami, and together we are Tamaiti.
Yeah, but today we are Ask Tamaiti.
We are Ask Tamaiti.
You know, when you see this like a fridge, all of the things in there, I'm so excited about it. It's my favorite segment because I get to pretend to be a therapist, which is something I've always wanted to do. You didn't know that about me?
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, this thing opened though. We're going to have our first question. And I do question the validity of these questions just like you.
And you can send in your
questions.
If you're on YouTube, type in a question real quickly.
All right, here we go. Okay, I'm not attracted to short men, but... But I met you're glad you not read this though. But I met a vertically challenged man who seems nice. And I'm not seeing any red flags yet. Should I put my preference aside? Help, Tamaiti, help.
Well, let me tell you something. My father was short.
Oh.
His brother, Alton Ellis, if you know, he was also short. And he married Miss Pearl Ellis, who's taller. So if you look at the wedding photo, you see he's so much shorter than her. And they produced 7 children.
See there?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
All right, if you're single and somebody come along that you think, you know, this might be an interesting person, like that's not something you should be worried about. No, if it really is a matter of attraction, maybe you really aren't attracted to him, I also think, you know, maybe no. But I think you should have a moment where you set it aside, see if you can get to know the person, see if it's really a must for you. Because sometimes those things are just because everybody else says so, you know.
Right.
You know, who says?
Really, yes.
You know, so you have to look at that.
And hopefully not short of anything, you know.
Yes.
Not short of work.
Or money.
Cooking with love, crazy.
And the cook at home.
Wow. Cooking with love. What do you know about that?
Hi, I'm Juliet Holness, wife of the Prime Minister of Jamaica, and you're here with me on Cooking with Love.
Welcome back to Sunrise Fitness with the Well Fit Club. We just powered through an awesome workout, and as always, we explore one of the pillars of Well Fit. Today's pillar is Eat Well, and one of the surest ways to improving your health pretty much immediately is by adding more fiber to your diet. Consuming enough fiber every single day will help you to manage your weight, support your digestive system, promote a healthier gut, as well as fend off heart disease and type 2 diabetes. So here at Sunrise Fitness, we recommend 25 grams a day for women and 38 grams a day for men. And most Jamaicans are not even getting half of that. All right, so I want you to give your health a full makeover just by adding these 3 simple high fiber foods to your diet. So let's start off with avocados or pears, when they are in season, of course. So they are nutrient-dense, versatile fruits that can be eaten alone or used in a variety of tasty recipes, from soups to salads to smoothies, guacamole. I like to add them to my smoothies for creaminess and, of course, to boost fiber intake. Beans are also a very versatile, fiber-rich food with protein and iron. Black beans for me are a staple for so many dishes, including my black bean burgers. Chickpeas are also awesome. I love to roast them and season them for a crunchy snack, or just add them to salads. Then we have chia seeds. They are easy to add to any meal. They're particularly high in fiber and also one of the richest sources of omega-3 fatty acids that are plant-based. Now, chia seeds are maybe a little more expensive, but a little bit goes a long way, so it will last you for longer, all right? So again, that is fiber. Try and add avocados or pears. Try and add lots of beans to your diet, and definitely chia seeds, all right? Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you for another workout right here on Sunrise Fitness with the Well Fit Club.